Hello, guys. Welcome to our March group meeting. Thank you so much for being here, for being on time. If you're watching the replay, please let us know on YouTube. First things first, announcements. SFR open today, SFR registration. So we have been waiting for this for the last 7, 8 months. But it's finally time to really start gearing up for it again. I think everyone on here has already registered, actually, if I'm not mistaken, which is insane. We have about a dozen in person already from our squad that are going. So that's super exciting. We have quite a few that are doing virtual and streaming only. So there are 3 options this year. First is in person Minneapolis. If you're going in person, put it in the chat for me. That is $350 registration fee. That does not include flights, food, lodging, anything. That is just the registration to go to the event. A lot of people earn that, so they don't have to pay that $350, which is amazing. The other option is a virtual option with giveaways. So that means that you're watching online, but Scentsy is going to send you giveaways that we get there. Okay. And our giveaways are always around what registration fee is retail value. So that's amazing. That's an amazing deal. And then the third option is virtual streaming only, which means that you are only going to see what is streamed from the general sessions. Okay. And that is $52, which is an amazing deal. So really there's an option for everyone. Back when I started, there was one option, and that was in person. And if you didn't go, you didn't go, you didn't see it, you didn't get anything from it. But COVID changed that. COVID changed a lot in our life. That was one thing that it changed, that they now offer a virtual option. And now they're offering multiple virtual options. So literally, if this is more than a get paid back on your purchases type of thing, you should be registering for some type of registration with SFR. Even if it's the streaming only, just to get excitement, to hear what consultant speakers have to say, see what home office has to say. That's all going to be included. And for $50, $52, you can't beat that. There is limited space for in-person. They mentioned that on the end of month. So if you or any of your teamies are thinking about going, definitely suggest making that decision sooner rather than later, because there is a chance that SFR will sell out. With that, you always have the virtual option, but if you've been to an in-person event, specifically SFR, you know that you can't beat the in-person feeling, the in-person experience. You just can't compare it, okay? There is a payment plan for the $350 registration fee. So $100 down is what the payment plan takes. So if you have that $100, after that, it's going to be a monthly. I do the payment plan because why not? There's no interest on it. There's nothing in it except to help you plan out your payments, okay? If you want to pay it in full, pay it in full. If you want to do the payment plan, do the payment plan. There is nothing wrong with that. So SFR, make sure you're registering. Make sure if you're a leader that you're encouraging your teammates to do it. I reached out to all leaders in my group today to talk about SFR or connect in some type of way. So make sure that you're doing that as well. Other announcements, weekly emails that went out today. Make sure you're checking those. Some of it is repetitive. A lot of the things that I say in there is going to be repetitive, especially for the people who've been around for a while, because we have new people coming into our squad every single week. Thankfully, we are growing, and I want to have an introduction just like it's the first time you're reading the email. But there's also always something new in there too. So there's always a new training. There's always an income producing activity. There's always a new focus. There's always something that you're going to get out of it. So make sure you're checking that. The WhatsApp text, that is something that I just started. That is a group chat, one-way communication from me to all of you who want to be in it for updates. So I think today I sent 2, which is unlike what I've been doing, but it's just another way for me to communicate with y'all that's not on social media. We have a lot of people who don't do social media like I do social media. And I want to still be able to contact and have that communication with people. You can message me on WhatsApp. You can message me on my phone. You can message me on email. You can message me on Facebook. And I promise you, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. That is my promise to you. I always am pretty quick with it. If it's super late or super early, there may be a delay, but there are multiple ways to get in contact with me. I just want to make sure that y'all are getting communication from me in a timely manner as well. And so that WhatsApp gives me the opportunity to send out a text that you can get an alert on your phone that's not social media. We've had a lot of issues with social media lately and outages, and you just never know if Facebook's gone tomorrow. I don't want that to be disconnected. So if you're not in the WhatsApp group text, the link is pinned to the top of Simply Grace and Grit. You can just ask to be in there. I will approve you. And it's a group chat, but it's only one-way communication. So you're not going to get a bunch of notifications from everybody responding. You're just getting notifications from me. There's also weekly challenges. So that's an opportunity that you can get weekly challenges or accountability from me. That again is another touch point in your business. If you're wanting to grow and do bigger things, some of these challenges may be really easy and some of them may be challenging. That's the point. Regardless, it's just another touch point in your business that you can touch on. Spark sessions. If you haven't noticed, the Scentsy Family Consultants page is really focusing on those, okay? And so they've asked us as leaders to do the same. I have attended 3 myself. I love them. I love that you're gonna be in a group of tons of different people. There were a bunch of people from UK the other day in mine, which was really cool because I love to hear them talk. But just hearing from other consultants, what they're struggling with, what they need help with, that I've gotten something from every single session I've been to, some type of idea. Just like I say with our meetings, with any training that you're watching, if you're going and you're not getting at least one thing from them, we need to do some inner work and we need to, figure out, are we being open-minded? Are we open to listening? Are we open to change? But yeah, you should be getting, even if it's something that relights your fire or reminds you that you want to try something again that you did 2 years ago, whatever that may be. Sign up for one a month. They're pretty spread out with time. I think the latest is like 3 their time. Don't quote me on that, but find one that works for your schedule and just give it a try. Okay, so what I did for this month was I actually just today asked 4 of our top producers in sales right this morning, to give us one tip, income producing tip on how they did it. I also have something at the end prepared, but I want y'all to hear from each other. Y'all hear from me a lot, and I'm sure you're really sick of it. So if I've asked 4 people who are our top producing in sales to share one tip. So we are going to start it off with Jennifer Peterson, of course.
Lordy. Hi, guys. Not a Zoom person, so I was just looking all over my phone. So Whitney asked me to speak to, as you said, an IPA. I'm probably going to talk about 2 of them because we texted about that a little bit. First one that I'm seeing a lot of success with is, did you just take my picture? I saw that. Jesus Christmas. All right. Anyway, is being consistent in my VIP group. I for a while was posting too much in my VIP group, which is also a bad thing because people don't want to keep getting that notification that something's going on there. I did a game in there and I ended up doing a game in a whole bunch of different posts, and that made me lose a couple of followers. So do not recommend doing that. If you're going to do a game, keep it all to one post. But every single day I do a good morning message to my VIP group. I like to do what's called Herkle-Durkling, which means my alarm goes off about an hour and 45 minutes before I need to be at work. And I lay in bed and I do all my posts for the day during that time because I am not a morning person. I don't like to get up. So I do a good morning message then and schedule out my posts for the rest of the day. What I've started doing this past week is doing between 4 to 5 posts a day, just to try to hit different groups of people based upon I'm on the West Coast, but I'm an East Coaster, originally born and raised. So I have a lot of friends from the East Coast who buy from me. They're not necessarily going to be online the same time as my West Coast customers. So I try to hit different times for people to see stuff. That's been pretty successful for me. The other thing I was telling Whitney was been successful with me is you guys have heard it 1,000,005 times, but follow up. Um, you want that paycheck, right? You want that paycheck, you got to work for that paycheck. It's not going to just show up. Last month, I hated my paycheck. It was one of the worst paychecks I've ever had. And I don't want that again. And I worked my butt off. It was just a really, really tough month. So if you're feeling down because of last month, trust me, we're all feeling down because of last month, but we're going to pick up ourselves and we're going to get back out there, and it's a new catalog. So it's even better. So follow up. So one of my customers, I texted, I want to say Saturday, hey, I see that your order arrived. I'm so happy you were able to get those cozy cardigan bars before they went out. Hope you're enjoying them. And she commented back, me too. I love that I was able to stock up, but I'm totally ready for spring. I think I need to put in an order for some Starburst Sky Bars. And she went and she ordered some Starburst. She ordered a 6-pack of those and a couple other things. So would I have gotten that order from her? I don't know. But I like to think I probably wouldn't necessarily have had it without me prompting to her, hey, it's, we got this new catalog going on now. So that's where I've been seeing some success. I was telling Whitney that a lot of my PRV is club, and a lot of it has to do with the fact that I did a lot of last chance first glance parties. So people last month were, getting their last minute things, and then the beginning of this month, snatching the stuff as soon as it came out. So that's about it for me. Look forward to seeing you guys at SFR. Understand that I am a very, very shy person in person. Um, yes, I am, unless I know you well. So I will, I'll try to be as friendly as possible, but I do sometimes have RBF, and it's not intentional. I'm just kind of scared on the inside. Anyway, hope that helps you guys.
Yes, love it. I have a question for you though, actually two. For your follow-ups, are you using Scentsy Connect or are you using something else?
Yeah, Scentsy Connect.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if y'all haven't used Scentsy Connect, do it. Just try it. Try it for a week. It's not, if you were around in the Amy days, it's not exactly the same, but it's better than nothing. And if once you're signed into the app, it's gonna send you notifications now that you have things to do. So that's super helpful for me. The other question I had for you with your group, VIP group, you said 4 to 5 times a day. How is that split between Scentsy and non-Scentsy posts? Like, what's your ratio?
So my first one for the day is, like I said, a good morning post, and it usually has some sort of motivational quote, like, you go out there and face the day type stuff, which my clients or customers really tend to like, because it's kind of inspirational message. Then I go on to, usually I pick a scent for the day to focus on. I pick a warmer, and then like one other item. And then lately I've been also doing like whatever the day theme is. So like on yesterday, it was National Meatball Day. So the post was from Scented Content, and it was like, would you rather your house smell like spaghetti and meatballs or bread? So like I do a post like that. So asking people obviously things about themselves that not necessarily are Scentsy oriented.
Yeah.
Or like, this is your leprechaun name, or this is what you'd be called if you were a Scentsy bar. Something kind of fun like that to get the interaction up as well.
Yeah.
Because a
Love
lot of my posts, people are seeing, like, unfortunately, a lot of them still are low. Like some posts, only 12 people will see, and there's, I think, 266 people in my VIP group. So it's kind of frustrating, but
Yeah, it happens. And that's the thing, like a lot of people say, well, I've shared everything. And it's like, well, even if you go through and share, like, I'm not telling you to do this every day, but a scent one by one, like people read those. I know that we have over 80 cents. So we have a lot in our head. But
yeah,
to them, they could read it and it could say peony, and they'd be like, oh my gosh, I love peonies. I need to try that. Right. And you just
yeah.
never know what's going to click with someone. So really taking the time to describe and just use the description on the website. Y'all don't have to, I think we're overthinking our sharing what we're doing. everything that I do, it has the description straight from the website. I'm not trying to figure out something else. So I love that. I love the ratio too, because people don't just want that copy and paste from the website. On the flip side of that, right? They want that mixed in. They want to interact. So thank you so much for sharing, Jennifer. Jennifer's one of our
You're
top
welcome.
producers every single month. So always hit her up. If you don't know her, message her before SFR so you can be her BFF at the event.
Thanks,
All
Whitney. Appreciate
righty.
that.
Absolutely. All right. Lauren York is next. Go ahead and unmute yourself, Lauren.
Okay. So I've never shared like this before because I'm not usually in that top category. So it's like a total anomaly. But the tips that I wanted to share are all about Scentsy Club. I've only been a consultant for like less than 3 years, and Club has been super like helpful for me, like totally from the beginning. So I was thinking about like, okay, how do we normally when we're approaching Club, it's like primarily with the transition months, right? Like where people are going to be losing their favorite fragrances. So I was like, okay, what do I do that helps me in those other months where I can focus on something else? So I'm like, we have LTOs all the time, right? And we have scent of the month all the time. People need to know that those don't stick around. They're not in the catalog. That's why there are LTOs. So if you have a customer that like says, oh, they really love that sample you sent them of a scent of the month, that's an opportunity to talk about Club. So that's something that I've done. The other thing I was thinking is that, sorry, I have notes. Is like how you approach talking to somebody about Club. Like again, we tend to focus more on the bars that you can get forever, which is a fantastic perk, of course, or like the 10% discounts and stuff. I have tried to kind of pivot to the flexibility of Club. So, like everybody shops on Amazon, right? Like you've got the Amazon subscribe and save. People do that out of convenience. And it's like you just so happen to get a discount, but mainly it's convenient, right? So I've started kind of when I'm doing a post or an email or something where I mention Club, talking about how it's customizable and you can do it on your schedule. And it's not just wax, you can get your cleaning products or your washer whiffs or whatever you want. And I think that's been helpful. Um, and like, I feel like that kind of goes into our providing a service for people. Like our leaders are always telling us that we need to be providing a service for our customers. And I feel like that's one way I can do that. So that's what's worked for me. I hope it helps somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. So where would you say that you're sharing about Club? If no
Oh
one is
my God, everywhere. Like
okay.
I mean, I post on my VIP. That's I use that kind of a filler
Yeah,
sometimes on like Facebook or Instagram. If I don't know what to post one day, I just post like a graphic of Club with a little blurb about it.
yeah.
I always have it in my email, like, somewhere in my email, just, like a graphic or something. And then, oh, another thing I didn't mention that I did just start doing like a couple of months ago, maybe, was printing out like a little graphic. Like, and I'm not like a Canva person. I can't make cute things like that. So I just find the ones that are already made and print like 4 to a page on a Google Doc. And I'm putting that in my thank you mail. So like maybe if somebody didn't see my post or whatever, if they get a thank you message, they'll see it.
Yeah. I love that reminder. I'll be honest with you. I can't remember the last time I shared Club in my VIP page. I'll be completely honest with you.
I do it all the time.
I just assume, oh, they know about that because I mean, because I know about it, so they know about it. But every time I mention it, I need to get better with that. So my goal is with that is going to be posting at least once a week in my VIP. So I love that. So VIP page, email, you're doing your graphic. What about stories? Do you ever share in your stories?
I do. I don't do it quite as much. At least, well, for Club, I don't do it quite as much.
Yeah.
But I mean, I have done it. Maybe I
Yeah.
need to do that more.
Yeah. I will say that the most clubbed product, do y'all know what that is? The most clubbed product, the one product that is in the most clubs.
Whiff box.
Yes, whiff box. So anytime that you're talking about a whiff box, you should always say $35 or $31.50, because then they're gonna be like, well, how do I get it for $31.50? Oh, well, you just put it in your club. That is the most clubbed item. So that is another segue into talk about. Thank you so much, Lauren, for sharing. I appreciate that so much. Lauren is killing it. She wanted to start off by saying she's never shared. Well, she's gonna be sharing more often because the last few months
Oh
she's
boy.
been on it. Yes, Heather said I think every one of my club subscriptions has a whiff box in it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the same for me, for sure. All right, Michaela. Is Michaela here? I think that's Mac 1, but Michaela, we'll try to ask to unmute you. You there, girl? All right, we'll give her a minute and see if she wants to hop on. And then, so Heather's going to also share with us tonight. I'll go ahead and unmute you.
So when Whitney asked me to share what my IPA activity was, I was like, parties, which I felt seemed really simple, but it definitely is parties, and it makes a huge difference on the months where I only have 1 or 2 parties booked versus this month, I have 6 parties booked, and I can tell the difference that it's making. And again, that falls back on me. I can say that I've done a booking blitz and I've reached out to everybody, but the months where I only have a couple parties, I've only reached out to 5, maybe 10 people, maybe. And so I had posted last week that I did a booking blitz with Bree and Nikki and Amy, and we did it on Zoom together. And I had a list of over 30 people that I reached out to. So I got 6 parties. I didn't go through my whole list. I didn't make it through the whole list in 15 minutes. I think I made it halfway through. So I got 6 parties out of about 15 conversations, which is not very typical. Usually you will get about 1 yes to 10 people you asked. So you want to make sure there was a training. I think it was in the inner circle group about when you're doing your booking blitz and you're reaching out, like have everything prepared before you start your booking blitz. So have your list of people already, have your verbiage, what you're going to say, and have the dates that you're going to offer to them before you even start your booking blitz. That way you can get through more people and it makes it easier on you. And some of my parties are dead and I've tried everything I can, and they just don't qualify. One of the ones I had last month didn't qualify. I got maybe 1 order, and you're just going to have those. So that's why you want to try to book more parties in the month than less, because you are definitely going to have those parties that don't qualify. And another IPA is knowing your customers. So I had over $500 on the first because of the weighted cow buddies. Because the first time they came out, I missed out on those pre-orders, but even before that, like I knew my customers liked Highland cows, and I knew people on my Facebook local to me liked Highland cows. So I knew I wanted to promote that. And it was the same with the the Christmas warmer, the National Lampoon's warmer. I think I had a pre-order of like 14 or 15 of those on the first when those came out. Just because I knew I kind of did like pre-work where like before I actually shared the product, there was a little like sneak peek, like what's your favorite Christmas movie or something to do with the movie. So get to know your customers because then you know who to reach out to one-on-one when something comes out that makes you think of them. So that's what I've got.
Yeah, I love that. I'm glad you mentioned the booking blitz because you're going to have to ask. A lot of people say, well, no one wants to party. I'm like, okay, well, how many people have you asked? Oh, well, 3. Okay. Well, I will say Heather is very lucky or blessed, I should say, that she got that many parties out of 20 people you said probably?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's amazing. That's amazing. I wish that was the real stat, but unfortunately it's not. I will share that I have asked over 30 people this month and I only have 2. Now that's not for lack of asking. That's because I went through and I tracked. So I was like, I'm going to see how many people it actually takes. And I feel like with parties, I ebb and flow with them too. So I think that's totally normal, depending on your customer base and really how much effort you're putting in as a consultant, how many parties you're having. So you may have times where you're like, oh my gosh, I have all these parties. And then you're like, where did everybody go? So that's completely normal. That's why we always say, like, try to book a party from a party to keep that going. And one tip about parties that was newer to me that I actually just tried last month was asking the host at the end after you close it out, hey, can I go ahead and get you on my books for whatever date? So 6 months out. And so they can do one with the next catalog. So all my people last month booked for, was it August? Some of them actually booked for July. And that's just a way to keep your books rolling too. So you can say, well, I'll just pencil you in for that month. And then when you get closer to that month, you can nail down the date or you can do it ahead of time. So yes, partying is such a huge part of our business. If you're not doing it, you gotta do it. If you want to grow big and large and wide, you're gonna have to party. Okay. Can you stay afloat without partying? Yes, you can, but you're going to eventually exhaust that customer base. So if you aren't partying, you got to find some way to meet new customers, because eventually that's going to fizzle and you're going to be like, what? Well, I don't know where to get my sales from. So thank you so much, Heather, for sharing. It looks like Michaela's having some issues getting on. So I'm just going to go ahead and, talk to y'all really quick about this Scentsy bingo. Okay. Yes, Jennifer Peterson said events. Yes, as long as you're meeting new people and you're growing that customer base, awesome. Now, meeting new people and having them party so they can invite you to their group, friends group, just imagine what your business would look like. So I have it printed, but my office is a mess right now. So I'm gonna actually pull it up on the workstation, but I wanted to talk to y'all about this Scentsy bingo. I didn't put in the announcements because I wanted to talk to y'all about it at the end. We have I call it the summer incentive because we usually have a fall trip incentive and then we have a summer incentive where we can get products or whatever. And this one is so good. It's so good. The grand prize, we're going to work backwards because I'm so excited about it. The grand prize for getting a blackout of the bingo is $1,000 gift card to flightgift.com or hotelgift.com. That pretty much means you can fly, you can use it with anywhere for flights or hotels. Okay. So I love to travel. Y'all know that. A lot of y'all love to travel. Even if I'm not even gonna tell you examples of how to use it. Y'all know how, you probably already have it in your mind how you would use it. Okay. Let's be honest. But that's a huge prize for doing things in your business. Now, if you get one bingo, you get these prizes. So one is a Vibe tumbler, which I've never heard of, but if you haven't looked it up, Google it. Vibe, VIBE. It comes with a Scentsy logo and it has the base attachments for a Bluetooth speaker, light, and power bank, and a Scentsy wagon. Okay, so 5 tasks in a row, across, diagonal, or down. you earn the tumbler and the wagon, which is a 250-pound capacity. So that's a pretty, they haven't shared pictures of what the wagon's going to look like. You can look up what the Vibe tumbler looks like, but it is branded. It has cup holders. It has detachable pockets. We don't even know what color it is, but I don't care what color it is because I want that wagon. But all of these tasks on your bingo card are going to be tagged or tied to the 4 focus areas. So when I went to Mexico to leadership, I came home and I've been saying these 4 things over and over again. That's what this bingo is all centered around. So that's finding new customers, customer engagement, sponsoring new consultant, and consultant engagement. Okay. So they are all going to be around that, and every single thing on this bingo card is doable for anyone. I don't care if you joined today or you've been here for 14 years. Anyone can earn this blackout. Okay, because that's what we're all going to go for. I'm just going to go ahead and, especially the people that are live on this meeting, we're going for a blackout of the card. Okay. There are going to be things on here that you may already have done. Okay. There's going to be things that are going to may take you the whole 5 months. It's a 5-month incentive. So it goes from the beginning of this month, March 1 through July 31st. And you have that entire time to get this done. So I told y'all I had mine printed. I don't know where it is. Oh, here it is. It's right here. I already have it printed. I'm already starting to mark things off of it. I also have a sticky note up here for what date I haven't updated. That's just how my brain works. However your brain works, make it work. I definitely would suggest printing it off. It also has like little coloring pages where you can go through and color as you update it. Okay. So, if that works for you, you can do that. You can make notes in the squares if you want. But things like active in 1 month, pretty sure everyone on here is already active, so you're done with that. 500 PRV in 1 month. Sell 2 whiff boxes in 1 month. That is going to be, if you have a good club system, it's done. It's done, son, right, Lauren? Things like the earn 500 in 1 month, there's multiple squares of the same thing. You do it once, you cross all those off. Okay. You don't have to do it each time. Sell 5 warmers of the month. In the FAQ, it says your warmer of the month subscription will count for that. So if you are like me and you always get warmer of the month, it's done. I'm never changing it from warmer of the month. I'm always going to at least get that 1 warmer. That counts as your 5 warmers. Now, if you've sold 5 Easter eggs this month, then you're done. Okay. You're going to have to keep up with this. And that's what's going to be the kicker, because I'm not sure what Scentsy's plan is for sending updates with that, because last time we did something like this, it was monthly. So it was easier for them to catch up with or keep up with. They're keeping up with it, obviously, but I'm not sure how much they're going to do that. So it really is up to you to do it. Register for SFR. Again, everyone should be registering for SFR with a $52 registration fee. Everyone should at least be doing the virtual streaming. Okay. Book a qualifying non-consultant hosted party. If you're partying, it's too easy. Earn the monthly sales bonus twice. Okay. So if you hit 2,000 this month, that's 1. If you hit 2,500 in the coming months, that's 2. Okay. So you have to hit it twice in the 5-month period. Go ahead and make your goal for 2,500 each month. Okay. Reach out to at least 5 customers through Scentsy Connect in 3 out of the 5 months. So we're talking about follow up, this is where you're going to start trying your Scentsy Connect. Even if it's something that you aren't into, we're going to try it at least 3 months. Okay. So we can cross that off. Sell a Scentsy air purifier or 2 Scentsy air quads. Start sharing that now. This is showing you exactly what you should be sharing in those VIP pages, in those stories, in those emails, all of those things. Okay. 50 new product catalog items. So if it's been available in the past, it's not a new catalog item. Okay. If in the catalog it does not say new, it is not new. Okay, that is my understanding of it. So things like Hamish, not new. It's not new because it's been available before. That is my understanding of it. Things like Harry Potter Scentsy warmer. We've had that before. It's new to the catalog, but we've had it before, so it's not a new item. Scentsy bars count. Scentsy club counts. Host rewards count. If they're a new catalog item. Okay, so new items in the whiff box, I'm not sure about. Actually, I'm not going to speak on that one. I'm not sure if that's been clarified yet. But if it does not say new in the catalog, then it's not new. Okay, and it's safer to just not count it than to count it. Honestly, everyone who's live on this call, I fully expect you to have that box X'd off by the end of next month, if not this month. Okay. If you're in the accountability or the challenge text, your challenge was to pick 2 to finish this month, 2 boxes. So easy peasy, right? And I'm not saying easy peasy as in it's going to necessarily be easy to do quickly, but in a 5-month period, absolutely. Some things you're going to have to focus on, okay? The 15 laundry products, the 15 clean products, you may have to be really, really intentional with how you're sharing, who you're sharing with. Again, using those follow-ups to see who has used those things in the past, following up with those people for their refill in 2 to 3 months from when they last ordered it. That's where that intentionality is going to come through. Okay. You're also going to have to sponsor to get a blackout. Okay. So you're going to have to sponsor one new consultant who promotes to certified during this time. And you're going to have to promote a front line or yourself to lead or above. Okay. So the lead one, the front line or self to lead can be someone that you've sponsored before this time. The consultant who needs to get certified needs to be sponsored in this time frame. Okay. Does that make sense? If you have any questions about that, let me know. The promote frontline or self to lead or above has 2 squares. So once you do that for one person, you get to X off both of those squares. Okay. Same thing for 30 pods. You're going to have to be intentional about that probably too. Again, consumable product, be intentional with your follow-up. No issue in 5-month time. Actually, there's 3 promote frontline to lead or above. New Scentsy Club subscription with half price item that ships during the incentive. You're going to have to be intentional with talking about club. Okay. You're going to have at least one person who does not have an active club right now to get a club that qualifies for a half price item. So that means it's going to have to be at least 60 before the half price. That scared me. Register for SFR has 2 squares, so need to do that too. And the shooting star. Sponsor one new consultant who earns the shooting star. So if you sponsor someone and they earn shooting star and they certify, you can count both of those off for that one person. Okay. Like I said, for the accountability and the challenge text, choosing certain squares to focus on for weeks or even a month at a time is going to pay off, okay? Because you're going to have to be intentional about some of these. But I do strongly suggest that you print the bingo card off. There is a very valuable FAQ on the incentives tab of your workstation. So if you have any questions about that, you can look there. I think everything has been answered there except the club question, which if I see clarification or someone sees clarification on that, please share it to Simply Grace and Grit as to if the products in a club or in a whiff box. I'm sorry, I know club counts. If the products in a whiff box count towards the new, whether that be pods, laundry, clean, any of those. Okay. Really just wanted to shine the light on Scentsy Bingo. Everything that was talked about tonight, coincidentally, this was not planned, is also part of the Scentsy bingo card. So everything that these lovely ladies talked about tonight is a reflection of this bingo card and what we should be focusing on. So if you have any questions about that, let me know. If you are, I want to hear y'all claim this too, like what your goal is with this, whether that be in Simply Grace and Grit, with your upline, with me, whatever it may be. Again, everyone on this call should definitely be going for a blackout, because $1,000, like where can we go for $1,000? That's, you can get a lot for $1,000. These, I mean, it's expensive these days, but you can go a lot of places for $1,000. Just saying. So that's what I'm personally going for, and I would love to work with y'all and anyone else who is going for that as well. So thank you so much to the ladies who shared tonight. Thank you so much for being on live. If you're watching the replay, hopefully you got just one tip. Take one thing that you heard tonight, implement it in your business this week, and watch things change slowly. Okay, because that's what makes the big changes. All those little changes add up to the big changes. So thank you guys so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.